Welcome to Global World Watch. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. In a landmark decision, the Supreme Court has struck down the Trump-era tariffs on imported goods, reshaping American trade policy. The ruling limits a president's power to use national security as a justification for imposing tariffs, restoring more authority to Congress. American businesses had long argued these tariffs raised costs and hurt consumers without proper legal basis. The court's decision validates those concerns and marks a major shift in presidential authority. Legal battles over these tariffs began almost immediately after their introduction, with industries nationwide feeling the impact. The decision brings clarity for businesses and signals a new era for U.S. trade. The Biden administration, which maintained many tariffs, must now respond quickly. This ruling will influence economic strategy, international relations, and the balance of power in Washington for years to come. The effects will ripple from global leaders to American families. The story of these tariffs, and their end, will shape the next chapter of U.S. economic policy. To understand today's ruling, let's revisit the origins of these tariffs. In 2018, the Trump administration imposed sweeping tariffs on steel, aluminum, and Chinese goods, citing national security and unfair trade practices. These actions, based on decades-old trade laws, sparked a global trade war and retaliation from other countries. While some U.S. industries saw short-term gains, most manufacturers and farmers faced higher costs and lost export markets. Consumers paid more for everyday items as prices rose. Economists and business leaders warned the tariffs would disrupt supply chains and harm the economy. Despite criticism, the administration held firm, setting the stage for years of economic tension. Legal challenges mounted, leading to today's Supreme Court decision. The ruling closes a turbulent chapter in U.S. trade history. The Supreme Court's ruling draws a clear line on presidential power in trade. The justices found that national security cannot be used as a catch-all reason for economic policy, reaffirming Congress's constitutional authority over commerce. The court emphasized that trade laws were meant for genuine emergencies, not economic protectionism. This decision curbs the trend of presidents bypassing Congress on major economic issues. Future presidents will face stricter legal standards before imposing similar tariffs. The ruling strengthens the separation of powers and ensures Congress has a decisive role in shaping trade policy. Presidential authority on trade remains, but with new limits and oversight. America's system of checks and balances just got stronger. The Supreme Court's decision is already reshaping U.S. trade policy and global relations. The Biden administration is now expected to roll back tariffs, lowering costs for American companies and consumers. U.S. trade focus will shift from unilateral tariffs to diplomacy and international agreements. Politically, the ruling is a game changer, dismantling a signature Trump policy and fueling debate over protectionism versus free trade. Global leaders, especially in Europe, Canada, and Japan, have welcomed the decision, anticipating more stable trade ties. Retaliatory tariffs on American goods may soon be lifted, boosting U.S. exports. Economists predict lower inflation as import costs drop, though some U.S. industries will face renewed foreign competition. The government must now support affected workers and sectors during this transition. The full economic impact will take time, but the direction is clear: a more open U.S. market. The world is watching as America redefines its trade strategy. For everyday Americans, the Supreme Court's decision means lower prices on imported goods, from appliances to electronics. Families may soon feel relief at the checkout as tariffs disappear. Industries relying on imports, like construction and auto manufacturing, will benefit from reduced costs and more secure jobs. However, workers in protected sectors like steel and aluminum may face new challenges, highlighting the need for job retraining and support. Small businesses, long burdened by unpredictable trade rules, can now plan with greater certainty. The decision brings stability, encouraging investment and growth. More than just economics, this ruling reinforces the principle that presidential power has limits. Congress regains its role in setting trade policy, ensuring decisions reflect the nation's diverse interests. For consumers, workers, and business owners, the future promises more predictable trade and a government that honors its constitutional checks and balances.